p.m. Eastern Time, doing live free picks for today's action. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set notifications to be live with us. So you get the best numbers with the picks here from our experts here on our show from Tony'sPicks.com. Before we get underway, just a couple things. Let you know about a promo code. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description, click on the All Cappers tab, and of course, getting signed up. Also, we'd love to hear from you guys. So go ahead and post your picks here in the comments below. And of course, don't forget about our podcast. Every pick is in podcast form now over at our podcast, Tony's Picks. Do a search for that and all the major platforms like Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. Check us out there if it's more convenient for you to listen to the show and listen to the full-length shows that way instead of many of you are on your lunch hour, your evening commute. You can check it out there on the way home. Listen to the morning steam, the full show in its entirety on your way home. And also to our site, Tony'sPicks.com, our multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers and get signed up to a long pass. We can see here Ramon pitching coming in with a strong day yesterday. That Ben is doing great. Nick, as well as Paul, get signed up to a long-term passes. You see our featured premium picks here for today. We got Ben and Paul in action as well. I've got some action in there as well. We've got Ramon in there, Mindy. And of course, our best bets here. You'll find the best bet tab. Each capper can release one best bet per sport per day. It's got to really stand out for them. You can see we got many of them out there from Ben to Paul. I've got a couple up there. Ramon's got a best bet right now from the World Series, Game 3. We got Tiffany in there with three of them, four of them across the board. Your college football, MLB, NHL, and NBA best bet, as well as Mindy in there as well with 3 best bets. So guys, go ahead and get signed up to the site and use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and that'll save you 20% off all premium pick packages. All right, let's get this one underway today. Join us on the show today will be Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. All right, so let's get game day picks underway tonight, and we'll get underway here with Mindy Hahn. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com. So let's bring her in right now. Mindy, how's it going?
Doing well, Tony. How about yourself?
Doing great. All right, here we go. We're going to go to action tonight at 7 Eastern Time. ESPNU has Kent here hosting Ball State. Kent's laying 7 here, total 62.
Yeah, Kent State, they're 3-0 at the home base this season. While Ball State, they only have 1 road win. Ball State can't really stop the run. Kent State does nothing, pretty much but run. Also, Kent State's defense is a little bit, shaky as well. But, I'm not too worried about that because of Ball State struggles a little bit here on offense. I kind of rank these teams about 104th, 113th in the NCAA. If I just take a look at head-to-head team rankings, Kent State I think is better here at home. But I also think that Kent State's totals, if you look at them, it's a little bit inflated this season. They played Ohio in overtime, and then they also went ahead and put up 63 versus a team like Long Island. But otherwise, if they're playing against teams like Oklahoma and such, really not very high-scoring games in there. Even like when, Kent State played Akron. I mean, that one only totaled out at 60, and I'm not sure that Ball State can do as well as an Akron team. So I'm going to take a look at the under 62 in this one today. Under 6-0 in the Cardinals' last 6 November games. Under's 5-1, their last 6 overall. The under's also 4-1 to the Golden Flashes in the last 7 in November. Tony, I'll take the under 62 here in this one.
All right, Mindy going under 62 here with Ball State and Kent here tonight in action. Kent, the question mark here is going to be the quarterback, right? Colin Sclee is questionable, had that injury, missed the Akron game. And then they threw the freshman in there last week against Akron, Cargman, 56% completion rate, 8.5 yards per attempt. But in his mop-up duty, you put in the stats, he's only averaging more than a tick over half of his completions, 51% completion rate. So kind of an issue there with Kent here with their quarterback situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's all going to play into this as well. And the way I see it is this one, it's kind of like, I feel like they, kind of almost have to put up 70. If you think 70 is on the table here, in this one, in order for it to go over. And I just don't think that that's, this is going to be something that, each of these teams are able to put up a 35. I'm just not so sure it's going to happen today. So that's why I was also looking at the under. I just think, if you look at Kent State overall, you're like, oh, this is a team that puts up a ton of points on their side. But again, I think there are times where they just took it two teams, and had some overtime wins in there. And I think that's why this one has ticked up a little bit here as well. I think it was even, 61 or so when I looked at it this morning. So there's still some folks that like this one to go over, but I'm looking at an under today.
Under the total here, look at the marketplace. We're seeing some 62 and a halves in some of the sharper books and 62s. And actually, it's kind of a split here. Actually, no, the 62 seems to be where it's headed now. So, Mindy here, Ball State Kent, under total of 62. This one to have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time on ESPNU. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Now, World Series, they're going to get it in. It looks like the weather's good today. They'll get in game 2. We've got 2 from Action. We have some for NBA. A lot on the ice in the NBA to start the season. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, so I have a lot of plays in action. I went with 7 today here on the ice. I did all 4 of those NBA games. I really like those today here as well. And then I'm in on the World Series also. So yeah, a lot of action here today. You can pick up. I put those as single games. I put those 3 best bets into a package. So you can get those for just as little as $45 instead of buying them each separately. So you get a little bit of discount there. And then also, if you prefer just the NBA, I did go ahead and put a 3-pack up there. And for the NHL, I did a 7-pack of plays today also. So a lot of action, a lot of good stuff that you can purchase at Tony's site. Make sure you use the promo code on that. Also, take a look at some of those, we're getting to that time of year where it's time to get, the month-long passes starting fresh here in November. So yeah, look at maybe getting a 30-day pass. Using the promo code, especially on that one, you get the biggest bang for your bucks. Also, I like to put out a lot of plays, so you're definitely going to be in action in all of the major sports.
That's right. Get on board with Mindy over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, showing good results in the NBA. So get on board today over on the site for Mindy. She has action for you here from all 3-pack up there we're seeing right here. It's a mixed sport 3-pack, NBA, NHL, and MLB. Of course, these 3-packs, these one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account. That is profit guarantee. So get on board there with Mindy Hahn with that play. And of course, we scroll down, we'll find best bet here from the World Series, as we talked about earlier on the Open. Also an NBA play up here as well. A 3-pack for you there from Mindy. A lot of action here from NHL as well. So get on board with Mindy Hahn over at Tony's Picks. A lot of individual plays, but as Mindy was talking about, probably the best time right now to get that monthly All Sports Pass. Get all of Mindy's premium plays here for 1 month, and that would include all her NBA. That would include all her NFL, including in there as well the remainder of the World Series. If it goes 7, you'll get every premium play she has there in that pass as well. And of course, it'll include NHL. College basketball is in play now as it begins on Monday, so you'll get a good 25 days worth of college basketball from Mindy. And of course, okay, we're in November, so what does that mean? Thanksgiving football, right? So that covers you for a full all the Thanksgiving football games, college, NFL. Maybe we have all those college basketball tournaments coming up around Thanksgiving week, feast week they call it. So feast week's included. And then of course we got the rivalry week in college football. Actually, this takes you right to December 1st. So it takes you right through much of the college football season, the remainder of the college football regular season here with that 1 month all sports pass. So you got a lot of our college football. A lot of these midweek games now, the Friday after Thanksgiving, there's some good matchups too. So then that will take you right into. Let me take a look here. When does this season end here? Just to be sure here. Okay, November is going to go. This will take you to the 30th. That'll be Wednesday. There'll be some midweek action there leading up to the week of the championship game. So you'll be covered there. Actually, it's the final week of the season. So yeah, there we go. Championship week leads you up there in college football. So the remainder of the regular season is part of that 30-day all sports pass from Mindy. So get on board right now and use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off premium plays. Of course, you can access Mindy's page by clicking the link over in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and then get signed up. All right, Mindy, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Mindy. Of course, you and Ramon with that great show in the morning here over on Tony's Picks YouTube channel, and Twitter is at Morning Steam with a lot of content up there in picks.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you can catch me on Twitter every day. We put out free picks over on our Twitter account. Those are usually, separate from the ones that we're already putting out, so you get even more plays from us. But yeah, you can catch me at Tony's Picks Mindy. Click the follow button there on Twitter, and then also hit the notifications so you don't miss any of the plays. And then, of course, you can catch me and Ramon in the morning to start your day off right. You can catch us at 8 a.m. Central Time, Saturday through Thursday, where we go through the full card. So like today, we went through the World Series. We started some college football, the 11 o'clock games for Saturday, plus the NBA and the NHL. So yeah, lots of stuff in action. We go through all of the games, like I said, to make sure you get the best lines, the best advice. And then also what we're looking for is our consensus. So we do consensus building, and we figure, those to be our best of the best plays of the day as well. But we go through each of them because it may be the game of your choice that you're looking to put money on, just to see where you see that our leans are on those games as well. So make sure you catch us there in the morning. I had a big group in the chat yet today, like 40, 50 people. So we're looking to keep building that up. So hope you can join us in the mornings, especially on the weekend. Maybe you, can get up and maybe not sleep in.
That's right. Check out Minnie Hahn there at the Tony Six Twitter for more picks. And, of course, that morning steam show on Saturdays through Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you guys tune in. A lot of picks up there. We archive all the shows. So if you go over to our YouTube channel, right in the front is where we feature our live shows. It's easy to find. You can listen to the morning steam. If you're on the podcast driving home, you can also listen to it as well. So the full length is up there as well. Individual videos as well. Individual picks. If you're looking for a late play, you want to just go over to our YouTube channel. You can type in the game with Morning Steam in there in the keywords, and you'll be able to find their pick because they cover every game in NHL and NBA, as well as all the action today that we did in previous shows. So they started the Saturday card today. The early games at 12 p.m. Eastern Time have been begun today. So a lot of content up there, a lot of individual plays. So check them out over at our channel. And, of course, check out Morning Steam and make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set notifications. So when Mindy and Ramon are live, you'll be live with them to get the best numbers and ask questions for them in the chat room. They're very responsive in the chat room. One of the most responsive shows you'll find out there as they respond about all the comments up there. So, guys, be sure to hack in those comments. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up that great work. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you then.
You got it. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications so you get the picks live so you can get those best numbers. Let's continue on here on the show. It's now time to welcome in Ramon Scott. You'll find him over at TonySpace.com. Been doing great work up on the leaderboard, so bring him in right now. Ramon, what's happening? Well, there's not much happening there with Ramon. It looks like he's on the frozen screen. I think he was on a remote location today, so maybe he's having some internet issues there. So we will see if we can get back here with Ramon in just a little bit. We can log in, sign back in again. Let's get to my pick here, as we'll go back to my segment here, and we'll go ahead and put up my game for today. We're going to be looking here at this one between the Nets and the Bulls. Okay, you catch the big news here about the coaching change. The Nets are laying 2. Total sits here at 232. And let me just make sure there has been no change in that line because, there wasn't a change in that line because I just verified that recently. But I want to check here if there's any injury news here, late breaking injury news. I always like to do that. Actually, I think, we got Ramon back, but I'm already into my segment, so we'll continue it with it here. Let's see. We got the lineups here. Let me double check here. Well, anyway, let me just give you the pick here. We're going to go with the Bulls here, taking the 2 here in this one against the Nets. And again, which actually Levine turned into green, so there's actually a potential that Levine may play in this game. So that's been the news in this one. So Levine, let me hit the Levine situation here. I've got him on. I've got the news aggregator here. He is set to play on Tuesday. He's going to sit Wednesday. So this is a front of the back-to-back. So Levine now, some breaking news here. Levine is going to play in this game. He's expected to play in this game. And he's going to sit out the Wednesday's contest. This is from a pretty good source from The Athletic here, Shams Charanian, who you guys have probably heard of him a lot. So big news here says Levine will play in this game, and that's the big news in this one. And we've got also White questionable. Ball and Drummond we know are not going to play. White still the questionable status. Curry, Simmons, Warren not again in this one. So again, I like my position even more here with the Bulls. As we know, the Nets got past Indiana. They're going to be in a back-to-back. Had a pretty good shooting nights. But again, the Bulls come in here with 2 days rest. That's a pretty big rest advantage here. Nets are in a back-to-back. But also, if you go back and look at their schedule, the Nets are playing their 5th game in 7 days. That's a lot for an aging team, right? They've got some aging stars there. Durant's up there in age. So that's an issue there. Another thing at issue here, and probably the reason why Stephen Nash is exiting the program here, is the fact that they can't play a lick of defense. The Brooklyn sits 29th in defensive efficiency, allowing 119 points per 100 possessions, a net rating of -6.5. Bulls holding teams to 111.1 per 100 possessions, net rating of 0.4. So it kind of works in here, the variance at +6 on the advantage there on the Chicago side. And they're getting 2 points in this one. So we're going to go ahead and take the Bulls here at +2 points. And I just want to make sure there hasn't been any swing here on this line because this Levine news is very impactful in this game. So let's see here what we've got. Boy, they're almost ready to put up the college football. Yep, we're still seeing +2 in this one. And I got another line source. I just want to verify this because that is definitely significant news with Levine here. Yeah, it's still 2. It's still 2. So you're still going to get 2 here with them. So with Levine in there, I like that even more. So let's take it +2 here against the Nets. Hey guys, check out Tony's picks right now. I've got my plays right now for you. I've got a best bet from the NBA, a best bet from college football. So get on board right now with that. Use the promo code here. You can save 20% off right now. Here, when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access my page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and get signed up to my plays for today. 2 best bets from one from the NBA and one here from college football. And of course, I should perk up my profile page so I can show you that what we've got here on the site. Hey, it came up this time. So we'll see the best bets are up there right now for me on the site here from best bets here from college football and NBA. So get signed up. And of course, you can scroll down and find my longer term pass. Mindy made a good point here with that 30-day pass here for November. This is the time to get that 1 month all sports pass because what you're going to get is all my premium plays here for a month. That includes all my NBA, all my college football. Look at college football. This is when we get into rivalry week, right to the end of the regular season, right before championship week. So it's a great time to get that college football pass right now. We have 4 weeks remaining in the regular season. That covers the entire 4-week period, as well as NFL, the Thanksgiving games, and the day after Thanksgiving, feast week from college basketball, NBA, and more, rest of the World Series. So that's part of the 1 month pass. So the 1 month pass right now is the time to get it. There's all the great stuff going on right now as we hit to the holiday season. And of course, use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and that's going to save you $66 off my 1 month pass. So get signed up. All right, let's continue on here with game day picks. I think I saw Ramon moving back there. We got him off frozen screen, so let's bring Ramon in right now. Let's bring him in. Ramon, what's happening?
Tony, that's the only way they can keep me cold here, freezing my screen up. But appreciate the patience, brother. Good to be with you again today. Sorry about missing yesterday, but hopefully I'll get through this segment just fine, and we can talk about a pretty good game tonight in the NHL.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a featured game on ESPN. Yes, ESPN covers hockey. They did a good job with it tonight here, 8 Eastern time. Penguins here hosting the Bruins. Penguins -125, total 6.5.
Yeah, right. We missed you, ESPN, for a few years, but we're back. It kind of takes you back to the old days when every game was Hartford and somebody would be the ESPN games. Hopefully, I'll just try to rush through this, Tony. Hopefully, you're getting me here. I know I'm experiencing a little bit of freeze and delay, so hopefully you can hear me, Tony, as
yes.
we get going. Yeah, with Boston and Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh tonight, Tony. Hopefully, I'm coming with you. Boston red hot, obviously, coming in with that 8-1 record. Wow, they've been just terrific so far, outscoring opponents 12-2 in the last 3 games. Pittsburgh actually comes in on a losing streak, of course, but they have fared pretty well at home, 3-0. So they're back at home for this one tonight, and maybe they can turn the fortunes around after having a tough road trip where they lost 4 straight, all on the road, mind you. Are the Penguins getting too old at this point? That's what you got to wonder, but I think they're the type of team that when they get back at home, especially in a big game like this, they can come through with a big effort when you got Crosby and Malkin, Crosby has no points in his last 3 games. I mean, that never happened. So I think he can come through tonight. It will be Linus Ullmark for Boston. Wow, he's been a pleasant surprise so far, Tony, with his 6-0 mark and just a 1.7 goals against average so far this season. But I'm looking for the Penguins to turn it around tonight against Boston. They've won 9 out of the last 7 games in this series at Pittsburgh, and 9 of those 11 games have gone under, including 5 straight here at Pittsburgh. So I think with Yari in goal tonight, these guys are going to be the goalies, Ullmark and Yari. Yari 4-2 this season. Pittsburgh, of course, just with a 4-4 record, but Yari 4-2. Meanwhile, Boston, their only loss did come on the road. They lost at Ottawa 7-5. Now, maybe you think this is going to be a high-scoring game because of the way these two teams scored the goals in October. Boston was averaging 4.22 goals per game in the month, and Pittsburgh is averaging 3.56 goals per game. But I think this one will be a little bit tighter to the best in this one. Pasternak, he's been on fire for Boston. Marchand has returned to the lineup, but Krejci will be out tonight of tonight's game. So I think Pittsburgh can get it done here. Like I said, back home now, big game. I don't think Pittsburgh's the type of team that's going to end up with a 5-game losing streak, although this is about as tough as it comes. Boston has been a pleasant surprise, I'd say, to get off to such a great start. We knew they might be pretty good. Ullmark has been the real surprise. Linus has been as secure as a little blanket, hasn't he? So that's what they're going to have to do to beat them tonight. But Crosby, when you got no goals in 3 games, I expect him to get on the mark tonight. And I've got the Penguins 18 goals in those 3 home games. So it might be a little bit lower scoring, Tony. Hope you can hear me, man. I'm a little bit frozen on the screen there. But just to add one other statistic in this, because it is a little bit of a tough sell, is how well Boston has played this year and Pittsburgh with the losing streak. And these stats are a little bit personal. I'm trying to sell you on Pittsburgh. Well, so far this season, when I've had Pittsburgh as a premium play, 2-0 in those games. When I've had Boston involved in my premium play, 4-1. So that's not talking about the teams. That's talking about Ramon Scott, Tony, with my 30-15 premium record over the last 30 days on your website. Sir, I'm 6-1 whenever I pick these teams in premium plays. And I've got a free play tonight. I've got Pittsburgh, buddy.
All right, going here with the Penguins, minus 125 here against the Bruins. Yeah, it was kind of a tough road trip. It opened great here for against Columbus, but then the schedule maker really smacked Pittsburgh here. Well, they had a back-to-back here with Edmonton, then back-to-back against Calgary, but they gave them 2 days rest. Then they get pounded by Vancouver, lose to Seattle there in a back-to-back situation. So kind of a funky trip there.
Pittsburgh's old, right? I mean, that's where, if they're going to have some problems, it could come on the road this year. Not making fun of them or anything, but when you got the veterans like they do, playing a long road trip, yeah, I mean, you look at, playing Vancouver and Seattle, didn't work out too good right now. So back home at Pittsburgh, big game. They know what's up in this one. And again, just because Pittsburgh has that losing streak, this is a marquee event tonight in the NHL, and that's why we're back on the mothership, if you will. It's not the Hartford Whalers and the Boston Bruins, but just as good throwback to the old days whenever you have the games on ESPN. That's what I feel like, Tony. It was always the Hartford Whalers and somebody.
Yep, no doubt. Budgets, they got more budgets, so they can fight people all over now. So we got Penguins here, minus 125 against the Bruins. This one to start here at 8 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Ramon, let's go over at Tony'sPicks.com right now. Showing great results over the last 30 days, 1,531 units of profit. That is all documented. If you go to Tony'sPicks.com and go to Ramon's profile page, And if you go down and scroll down to the pick history, you'll be able to see all the plays that Ramon has posted there over at Tony'sPicks.com. And these plays are graded immediately here. We pay a lot of money to someone to do that, a third-party source there who gives us the lines. They grade the games, and of course, they grade the games are programmed with records, so you can see all the plays there. So Ramon doing fantastic work over at Tony'sPicks.com, as you see here up on the site. Wins at many of the major sports and even the minor sports. He pounds the bookies. So get on board here over Ramon. And in case Ramon, we've got the 2 action games. We have 4 from the NBA, a lot on the ice tonight, and the World Series game. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, you might see there, even though we got 2 games in the MAC, I have a 3-game action pack. Well, 1 game I'm including from tomorrow. So if you pick up my action pack, you're going to get 2 from tonight. Both games I'm involved in tonight, and 1 tomorrow as well. So if you get my 3-pack in action tonight, you're going to get tomorrow's play as well. And I've put together several different packages tonight because it's such a great night with all 4 sports in action. So there's different ways you can attack it with me. I've got a 5-pack in the NHL. I got 5 plays in the NHL for a 5-pack tonight over there at Tony'sPicks.com. I got 3 plays in the NBA on that 4-game card. You heard Mindy in action there, and so am I. Like the NBA card tonight. Best bet, World Series, just $15 tonight. You always say, Tony, want to introduce them to our service? Well, no better time than the World Series. We're back in action tonight for Game 3 between Houston and Philadelphia. You know, I mentioned on the show, Tony, I thought it was kind of interesting that, the odds, maybe some of that Mattress Mac money is still factored in there, but for Philly to wrestle the home field advantage from Houston. I'm not saying they're, favored to win. No, I'm not saying that at all. But for Houston still to be a minus $1.70 favorite, I've touted Houston maybe to win the World Series, but all of a sudden that line looks a little bit high considering they're going to have to come through on the road against a Phillies team that we know something's got to give tonight with Houston winning all the road games and Philly winning all the home games. But, man, they looked a little bit juicy all of a sudden with that price. We're having some fun for everyone when it comes to World Series betting, no matter which team you like. I think you can get pretty excited going back and forth here. So, anyways, Tony, I've sandwiched some packs together where you can get 2 action games and the World Series, 2 action games and the 5-pack from hockey, or 2 action games and the 3-pack from the NBA. Just different ways tonight, having a little fun, making some packages, and so far so good. People seem to be interested. Maybe it's that record I'm putting together right now on Tony'sPicks.com. They've got people involved in buying my packages for today's action, because a little bit of a hectic card, especially in the NHL with that 10-game slate. But I'll mention it again, Tony. 15-1 over my last 46 results in the last 30 days over in the NHL. I want to shout out one thing. I don't know if you caught this, Tony, but if you look at the latest numbers, Daniel Wolosichuk here on our site, 10-1 his last 11 NHL picks. I want to shout out some of our other cappers that aren't able to join us on the air, but just want to mention that. That's when I saw that, I thought that was pretty impressive. But 15-1 in the NHL, my last 46 plays on the ice, and of course number 1 here in the NBA as well on Tony'sPicks.com. Almost 3,000 units since the inception of the site. You see it there, 43 games over 500. That's not easy, let me tell you. And appreciate everyone getting involved with my NBA package tonight and so far this season, because we're starting to pick it up again, pick it up right where we left off last season. Already up over 500 this season in NBA units. So going to be a fun night, Tony, especially getting the World Series back going. Mindy and I joked on the show today, kind of caught me by surprise. I had a hectic day yesterday, couldn't join you on the site, so the rain out kind of caught me by surprise. The weather, checking the weather wasn't in my itinerary yesterday, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we're getting into the November, late October baseball. Of course, I heard last time Phillies were in the World Series, they had a rain out that lasted 3 days, that 3-day break. So quite weird stuff there. But anyway, get on board.
Game 3, Tony.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad we didn't include the NBA Summer League into the NBA overall. We decided to separate the Summer League and stick with those numbers would be, but it's okay. You can see there, Ramon was hot in the summer with the Summer League, and here hot in the NBA here with top performer in the NBA. As you see the unit results right now, these are all documented over at TonySpace.com, showing positive results in NBA, NHL, NFL, NBA Summer League, MMA, college football here on the top of getting into the run here as well. So good, great work there. Yeah, we mentioned MMA as well. CFL, he's covered CFL. He had video series up earlier in the summer. So get on board now with Ramon. And as we're talking about the plays right now over at TonySpeaks.com, as you scroll down and check out what he's got for sales. All these individual plays. You got the packages. You got Tuesday night 3-pack, 2-sport 3-pack up there. A Tuesday night 2-sport 5-pack up there. Also the Maction plays here, 3-pack covering spanning 2 days. We got a lot on the ice tonight. This is what 7-pack with 2 sports here with football, action, and the ice put together here in a package. World Series best bet. He has this Tuesday night 5-pack up there from NHL. So a lot going on here. And instead of buying these plays individually, your best value here, as we talked about here in the month of November. Minnie made a good point here, is looking at that monthly All Sports Pass, because you get all of Ramon's plays here for the entire month here. 30-day pass will take you all the way to the end of November, but you're going to cover here the remaining 4 weeks of the regular season right prior to championship week here from college football. So that will be covered there, as well as all the NFL. And of course, all the Thanksgiving plays here, right? You got the Thanksgiving football from NFL and college football. You got Feast Week there from college basketball. We've got that. That's it. We got that big Hawaii. They're going to play again Hawaii. The Maui's back in Hawaii this year. Hawaii tournament the week after Thanksgiving, right? Actually that's the week prior to Thanksgiving. It's the Maui tournament. So the Maui tournament. I don't know if I say tournament or invitational. I forget which one it is. But anyway, you get the Maui tournament there from Ramon. Those college basketball games featuring really top opponents, top teams here that play in Hawaii up right before Thanksgiving. It's usually a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday tournament, because they usually have the championship game on Wednesday, that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So we got a lot of action there, because each team plays 3 games there. So all your college basketball, because it starts on Monday here, college basketball, all your NHL, your NFL, college football, NBA, and of course, if it gets into any action peripheral sports, World Cup, you'll get about a couple weeks of World Cup in there. I know Ramon will be in action in World Cup, you know that. So that's going to start in a couple weeks as well. So a lot of action with that 1-month All Sports Pass. We'll save you some money right now when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and get signed up. And that'll take $66 off that 1-month All Sports Pass. Once again, you can access this page, Ramon's handicapper page, by clicking the link in the description, then clicking the All Cappers tab, and then getting signed up and get signed up with Ramon. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account. More picks on your Twitter account we put together for you at Tony6Ramon, and a lot more picks on that morning Steam show with you and Mindy in the mornings.
Yeah, we try to make a pick on each and every game, and sometimes I pass, but not very often. Really, you have us there for, Tony. It's kind of like making the videos in a way. We're just doing it in the show form, but also we get that interaction from the chat, and that's real fun for me, because I'm producing the show and hosting with Mindy, and so the comments are coming up, and try to put everybody's place so they feel like they're involved in the show as well, whether they agree or disagree. I know for me, when I was trying to, get really into this part of handicapping with the program with you, Tony, here at Tony's Picks, and we're seeing more and more of these programs on YouTube. I was one of the commenters in a chat room, and that's kind of how I got involved in getting back with doing this. I was an old school handicapper, even a Twitter capper, that everybody makes fun of. But I mean, I go way back to the days of the 900 numbers and newsletters, and so I was like, man, this is really hot again. I'm selling my picks on Twitter, whatnot, with DMs and stuff like that. But here's a way to get involved with this, and I saw that. So anyways, today, Tony, over on Tony's Picks Ramon on Twitter, a throwback, if you will, a little bit. But I've got a pick in the NHL tonight, so if you need one more free pick there, head on over to Tony's for Picks Ramon and pick up my free NHL winner tonight in a game. So also, don't forget our show, The Morning Steam, Mindy and I, Saturday through Thursday. putting all the plays together, plays on almost every game. And when we have a consensus play, we put it up on tonyspicks.com and repackage it for sale. But you don't have to buy them as long as you watch the show. And we're doing pretty well, I'd say, over there with the show picks. This week, we're treading water a little bit, but we've definitely had some good hot streaks. And again, we love when the chat interacts with us and gives us their opinions as well. You know, sometimes I've kind of been sitting on the fence of a play. We want to give out a play, and I'm like, well, you know, this one falls right in line. We all have that, right, where we're not sure what we like the game or not. Someone in the chat recommends a play. Hey, I'm on with them. Why not? You know, they're part of Team Steam. So that's kind of the fun we're having with the show. You recommended a show. I didn't know where we were going with it. And like so many things, Tony, it just evolves and takes on a life of its own, and you embrace it. And that's what we're doing with the Morning Steam. So every time I log on and there's Mindy, I get fired up to get the show going and get together with the chat and everything. So it's really working out, and we're having a good time.
Yeah, great work there with Ramon and Mindy. Check out the Morning Steam Saturday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. All the shows are archived immediately. Go to Tony's Picks YouTube channel. If you missed it, you'll be able to check out the replay in its entirety there. Of course, they cover the full card here. Today's NBA, NHL, and with college football, they kind of, and NFL, they kind of get ahead of the game there and get those plays up early because we got 60 FBS versus FBS games this week. So there's a lot to get in this week. The bias, yeah.
We've even asked our chat, Tony, said, hey, how do you guys want us to cover college basketball? And I think Mindy and I have come up with a good solution to that because, you know, like there are 110 games on Monday. I mean, we're going to be there for 5 hours. They might want me to freeze up with something like that. That's a lot of games, right? But so what Mindy and I have kind of decided is that, you know, what we're going to cover, Tony, is the major television games, the ones that people are going to watch anyways. If there's a smaller card, talk about teams like Wisconsin, Green Bay, Northern Illinois, you know, games like that on a Friday, for example, when the card is light. But on those games, we'll just go, you know, we're ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, Fox 1, Fox 2. Those major games that everyone's going to be interested in, those are the games that are getting the most exposure on TV, and that's going to be how we start tackling the college basketball card. It'll give us a nice whittle down probably of anywhere from half a dozen to a dozen games or more every day, and it always will give us the top matchups.
That's good. Since I know you're doing that, I'll try not to duplicate too many of them since there's so many games, so I'll probably just try not to duplicate the games. Just for the audience out there, it's probably at this point when you have 100+ games a night, it's probably smart if I do a different game than Ramon and Mindy do. So I think I know in college football and NBA we all have our opinions, but I think the smart way to do it, since you guys are going to do TV, I'll look for the other matchups to put on the channel. This way, just for people that watch us, say, wait, where's Tony's pick on this one? We're doing 100 games. I'm not going to duplicate. This, you know, you get Ramon and Mindy's, you'll get mine on whatever game they're off, you know, and that's how we'll roll with it. So it sounds like we're playing there. So check it out, Morning Steam. We've got it here Saturday through Thursday here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Like and subscribe, set notifications, check them out live to get the best numbers, or watch it on the replay, or you can watch it on the podcast, right, at Tony's Picks Podcast. Every pick is in podcast form. Even the full Morning Steam show is in podcast form. We know we got a lot of you guys out there that are watching us from work on your drive home. Make it safe. All your truckers out there, we love our truckers. And we know you guys love the podcast, so check it out, Tony's Pick Podcast, the entire 1 hour plus today, Morning Steam, the full rundown from NBA, NHL, World Series, college football look-aheads are all up there right now, so check out that show. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
I always wanted my own podcast, Tony. And you made it work for Mindy and I. Thanks a lot. Awesome.
All right, thank you for inviting. You got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, you're with us here, Game Day Picks, Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and set those notifications to be live with us. All right, you guys got my pick earlier in the show, so now it's time to go right to the recap. So I just want to make sure we get that subscribe notifications there for people viewing. So let's get it underway with the recap now. So we'll go to the recap. We started off with Mindy. She liked Ball State and Kent under 62. Ramon was on the Penguins minus 125 against the Bruins. I'm on the Bulls +2 here against the Nets. The breaking news there. We know about the Steve Nash leaving. It did nothing to the line, right? It really did nothing to the line. But anyway, the big news here, which I don't know people are paying attention to, Levine is going to play in this game. There were some question marks about Levine not playing. Levine is going to play, but he's going to rest tomorrow. So remember, these players that come off major knee issues, got to keep an eye on the schedule, because if it's a front end of a back-to-back, sometimes they'll choose one or the other to sit them. Usually these guys aren't going to play in these back-to-back games. So Levine is somebody you got to keep an eye on in back-to-back spots. So not only look at today's schedule, look at tomorrow's schedule and make sure it's not a back-to-back, so you can keep up on this injury stuff. So Levine to play today, sit tomorrow. So we're going Bulls +2 in that one. All right. That's going to do it here on our show, guys. Make sure you visit TonySpace.com, get signed up to some of our best bets from our top performing cappers on the site right now. So take a look at it. That's how it looks like. And use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. All right, that's going to do it here for our show today. We're bringing our crew from Naked away. Goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening, making a winning one. We'll talk with you again tomorrow here.